This is my blog reflection by me, of course, Lakeisha Irvin, and it's for POS 1041 American Government. The 5 most important topics that stood out to me in this course was the position papers, the ad campaign, the political cartoon, when the leaves broke, and the inaugural address, past and present. These all have one thing in common: they're involved in politics, of course. My assignment for the position paper was voting. I actually learned a lot about voting, stuff I didn't even know when it came to, voting rights and other methods of voting. The ad campaign was a good discussion overall because it went into foreign as well as domestic issues and how we have the potential to make them better. The political cartoon assignment was mostly about abortion and how it the different pictures showed the different ways that people expressed abortion. Some were biased, some were for, and some were against. When the leaves broke, that assignment went into more about Hurricane Katrina and how it impacted the victims in Louisiana. And it was interesting facts, of course. I felt like President Bush at the time, he could have did more as far as getting over it to help the victims recover, sooner than he did. And lastly, the inaugural address, past and present. I never really looked into, I've always watched president speeches, but me particularly, I've never looked into, the context of it directly. And it was really interesting because you find out a lot, just by reading between the lines of what the president, is actually saying. My thinking in this class this semester has deeply changed in that I have become more knowledgeable about certain stuff that goes on around the world and around the nation. Not just in my area, in my region. Abortion was probably most likely discussed outside of the classroom because it was an issue, a couple months ago. Even though there was a verdict made on it, I still think that it's going to be a pending issue in the near future. The 3 most important things I learned in this class were to always speak your mind, no matter what the circumstance, to research the facts on the different county commissioners, seat commissioners, presidents, government officials, whatever. Just make sure you do your research before going to the polls and actually voting for them. And the 3rd thing I learned was, the 3rd most important thing is to never forget where you came from. Never be ashamed of where you came from, because that's your background, that's your history. So don't let anyone try and change that. If you're black, white, yellow, Puerto Rican, mixed, whatever, that's you as a person, and don't let anyone make you feel less of a person because of your skin color or your cultural background and what they believe in and don't believe in. Voting for me in the near future, that's definitely going to be much more than circling in a bubble and, cast the ballot, because now I know so much about voting. Of course, unlike others, I research and have prior knowledge upon voting at the polls, so it will help me in this area. One thing I did well this semester I started my work a week or a couple weeks before it was due, just so I wouldn't be stressing at the last minute, to get it done, to get this done, because in this class we had a lot of projects and stuff going on. But, I started ahead of time so I wouldn't be rushed, at the last minute. One thing I didn't do well is correct my sentence structures, which I'm still working on that. And, with the incoming semester, I'm still going to be working on that and into the future until I get good at it. Previously, I didn't care for politics, simply because I thought the government was corrupt and nobody seemed to care for the most important assets, us, the citizens. And that all the facts in the news media were not correctly said to be true. They added certain unrealistic things to make the public be biased over the details of the story. So basically, they left them the option of being for and against, and letting them feel however it is that they wanted to feel. I have learned that American political isn't all what it's cracked up to be. Some aspects of society follow the rules while others make up their own. As far as identity, there will always be opposing views, yet as some people still think they're better than others, which nobody is. Politically, everyone tells white lies to get into the White House or county commissioner chairs. The world has the potential to do better, and finding the right people will help it get there. And lastly, this course did the opposite and provided me with what I would not have imagined it would. I only went as far as U.S. history in high school, so this subject provided tons of information that I can use in everyday life. It was a very beneficial course. I loved it. Very informational, very, organized. I had a great teacher also, so I'm blessed for that. And I'm going to end on this note. Thank you again for giving me the knowledge of so much information in this course. And I'm going to look into the camera now and I'm going to say I did that.